MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build, more so an apartment renovation because we are in San MyShuno. And this is called the Celebrity Apartment. And I would say at first glance, that might be kind of confusing only because it's so small. Right? So this is actually Penny Pizzazz's apartment, and in The Sims, I usually picture celebrities having these grand mansions, you know, up in the hills in Del Sol Valley, or those really large penthouses, or like 4 or 5 bedroom apartments in San MyShuno that are like multi-level and super fancy. Maybe they have like a butler room or something like that, but I thought it was kind of a unique idea for maybe like an up-and-coming celebrity. I'm not talking someone who hasn't gotten like their first role yet or had their first hit drop. I mean like someone who literally just hit it big. That's kind of what I was picturing. So since they did that, they basically gutted their small apartment here. I think this is the Chic Street apartments. I think that's correct. And they like gutted it and made it super, super fancy. Like they're kind of a little snobby about their success thus far. That was what I was picturing. I don't know exactly what the sim would look like. I don't know if I'm picturing a male or female sim. I have no clue. I would be kind of interested what you guys would think. Like what kind of sim would actually live here and what did they actually do to hit it big? Like, are they a musician? Even though there aren't any instruments here, so maybe that doesn't work. I don't know. But maybe they're an actor, an actress, and they just got like their very first large movie role. The movie premiered and it was just a hit. I'm thinking something like, I don't know, what's a movie that's lasted forever? I'm kind of thinking Hocus Pocus right now because I watch that every single year for Halloween. And it's still a fan favorite, like a national favorite. I'm going to go ahead and on a limb and say that. It's probably a national favorite and has been ever since it came out in like the 90s. But that's probably not the best example. I'm trying to think of like a recent actor or actress that just completely hit it big and now their name is everywhere. But I'm completely blanking. I'm not too in tune with popular culture and stuff like that. So I don't really have a good example, but that's kind of what I was picturing. And as you can see, we're just kind of still wrapping up the kitchen here, which I thought was really nice. I thought it was simple, cluttered enough for a kitchen, but nothing too crazy because I feel like a lot of like elegant and wealthy-ish homes aren't very cluttered, right? They're very posh. They're very put together. They're very organized, very aesthetically pleasing, visually pleasing, and clutter would kind of destroy that aesthetic, I feel. Or at least that's what I feel people feel. So I don't know, but I do really like it. I love using round tables and dining rooms. I don't do it too often in a lot of my builds because I try to steer myself away from them because otherwise I would use them in every single build. But I was excited to do it here because I thought it looked really, really nice with these beautiful chairs, which whenever I'm making a wedding venue, I use these chairs in like a reception area because they're absolutely beautiful, and I use a lot of vintage glamour stuff in this build, is kind of what I'm thinking. I think I did. I used mirrors, I used those chairs. Oh, I almost just pulled my laptop off of the desk here. I use a bed, I use the bar. Like this one doesn't actually stay. I use the glow bar, I believe, because this one kind of sort of blocked that dining room table, and that ain't gonna work for me because I playtest all my builds and I don't want it to be inaccessible. But yeah, I use a lot of vintage glamour and a lot of Realm of Magic. I feel like those packs actually work together really nicely, which I did not expect. But they do have, all of the items have a touch of elegance to them, like kind of, not regal, but just elegance. It's the only word that comes to mind for me. And this little cart here too, I use this in my last build, the mid-century modern luxury build that I did. I love that little cart table. I'm now obsessed with it and I'm probably going to use it a lot for the next couple of builds, as long as it fits, of course, so just be ready for that. And we kind of wrapped up the little bar and dining section here, and in this little front entryway, I do that tile trick again that I did, which I've never used that tile before. I always just go to the tile panel in the flooring menu and try to just pick one, and I never thought to actually use the little like Control F trick and just make it half of that tile and make my own pattern. So when I did that, I was like really excited about it because I had never thought of that before, and I thought it was a really neat thing to do to kind of create unique tile patterns and colors and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And now we're in the entryway, just kind of cluttering up, in a sense. We don't want to make it too cluttery, but cluttering up this little front entryway table that looks like it's probably marble, like real fancy stuff. And I love those mirrors from the Vintage Glamour Stuff pack that are the entire height of the walls. I absolutely love it. I thought it was really, really pretty. And to be honest, to me, that's not very, I don't know, it's not very glamorous. Like, to me, that's actually kind of normal. I have a few friends that have like really tall and giant mirrors in their entryways and stuff like that. So it's kind of a norm for me. I don't have one like that, but I really, really like those. I thought it was a really nice touch to kind of cover that wall with the mirrors as you walk in. So maybe as you're either walking in, you can kind of admire yourself, or as you're leaving, just to make sure that you look picture perfect. That was kind of my thought process. And now we're moving on to the little living area. And now there's no TV here. There's honestly just a stereo that I end up putting on the countertop in the living room, or in the kitchen, I should say. And that's pretty much the only form of entertainment in this area, because actually the only bookshelf is in the bedroom too. So I don't know, the apartment's a little awkward, but I do really like this living space. It's really just a nice seating area, maybe for the sim to entertain some of their new celebrity friends or their director or something like that. And I use the Realm of Magic sofa as well as chairs, and I really like that, as well as this coffee table from Vintage Glamour Stuff, which I've never used before. I've never even looked at it, and I'm obsessed with it now, and I wish it came in some softer palettes, I think, like some softer swatches, because they're all very, very, very over the top. That's what I'm trying to look for. That's the word I'm trying to look for. A lot of the Vintage Glamour Stuff back is like really over the top. So I use some of the more subtle items in this build itself. And yeah, I thought it came together really nicely. And I even put this romantic garden stuff pack statue in the corner, which I would never put a statue like that in the corner of any room in any house that I ever lived in, but I thought it was definitely something that fit in here. And then I move on to the bedroom, and I was watching recently, I just recently discovered Freezer Bunny's channel. I know, he's amazing, and you guys probably already know about him, but he is incredible, and he does this trick with beds where he takes these two high back couches and he kind of like pushes a bed into them to make it look like a really tall headboard, which is very, very pretty, very elegant. And I wanted to kind of try that trick. I ended up not keeping it, but that's where I got it from. I wanted to give credit where credit was due, and it was him that I first saw do it. So I want to make sure that you guys check out his channel if you haven't already, because he is absolutely amazing. I believe he went to architectural school, so he has a very, very large like knowledge base to kind of pluck from as he's building, and his builds are really, really unique and interesting. So definitely check that out. And on another note, so you guys probably noticed that I hadn't posted in a couple of days, and I kind of wanted to apologize for that. I kind of feel weird apologizing for it because, you know, I try to upload whenever I can, but I did just want to note that it was just kind of a crazy week for me. So I'm not gonna get like all the videos up that I wanted to in, you know, today or like the next couple of days, but there's always more coming. I want to get back into more of the challenges. Like I have to do Rags to Riches, and I have to do the Not So Berry, because I wanted to really get into the 100 baby challenge because I'm having a lot of fun with it, and it's kind of getting a little crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm definitely actively still doing all that stuff. I don't want any kind of absence like that to think that you guys, to have you guys think that I'm like completely bailing on it or anything. So yeah, it was just a crazy week at work. Work can be pretty demanding. I do work full time, as I've mentioned before, but I don't have to do any work outside of my regular work hours, which is really, really nice. I can kind of separate that work-life balance thing. But yeah, sometimes I get home and I'm just kind of like, wow, I used my brain all day. I kind of don't want to use my brain anymore. And I do talk a lot. I work with a lot of people. There's a lot of like collaboration in the job that I do, so I am talking to people all the time. So sometimes I don't want to come home and do a voiceover because I'm just like so tired. But it's the weekend. I got to unwind a little bit. I actually saw a movie last night. I saw Zombieland 2, which was hilarious. I was going to go see Joker, which I think I mentioned over on Twitter, but that'll have to be for next time because I saw Zombieland and then got drinks afterwards, and it was a really nice time. So when I am absent like that, I'm just kind of, I don't know, it's some R&R for me. Even though I really, really enjoy doing this, I never want it to feel as though I have to do it. I don't want to not enjoy making videos and showing this stuff to you guys. So I kind of have to keep that balance sometimes, and sometimes that means I'll just be absent for a little while. So I hope you guys understand. I know you probably do, because you know, a lot of other content creators where this is their full-time job, even then I feel like a lot of them need to take breaks because it's a lot. It's a lot to do, and you don't want to force creativity too. Like, I only build when I am very inspired to do so, or if I have a very particular idea that I'm really trying to bring to fruition. So I have a few other builds in mind. They might take a while. I've been working on one for about a week, and I'm not even kidding, I've probably only solidified the exterior at this point. And when I say solidified the exterior, I mean just the little details of, like, I don't know, the basic structure. It's not even close to being where I wanted to be, but it took a long time because I wanted it to look realistic and I wanted it to be perfect. So I figured that I would take my time doing it. Anyway, we moved on to the bathroom, and I like the bathroom even though it is only the stand-up shower. There isn't the shower tub combo, which is what I usually do in apartments, especially apartments that may have children, like toddlers and stuff like that. But this is just for like a single sim, maybe a couple of sims, I'm not really sure, but I thought it was really nice. And at that point, that's like pretty much it for the build. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.
I know you showed me your affection, but I was looking for perfection. So I moved on and on and on to someone new, as if no one knew what I was going through. I know you think I'm just pretending, and that I can't rewrite the ending, but to move on and on and on to someone new isn't how you find the one that I am.